right, first up this morning, we've all gotten those bogus phone calls and emails that don't sound legit, and unfortunately, some seniors fall victim to these scams.
Yeah, Ruth Busalacchi from Synergy Home Care is here with some important information and warning signs. If you suspect that your loved one is in trouble, maybe even gotten taken advantage of by one of these scams. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, good morning to you.
I think this gets a lot of us. You know, you think about these scams, we've all had them on the phone and they sound so real. We tend to fall for them. Let's talk about some of the statistics, right, with the Federal Trade Commission for people over 60 years old and what we're seeing.
They did a study in 2012 to 2014 and found that there was a 47% increase in fraud scams for people over the age of 60.
I believe it.
And when you consider the fact that many go unreported, you can only imagine that that's increased.
I don't know if this seems obvious, but why is it that the older we get, the more vulnerable we become to scams like that?
Sure. You know, we tend to think it has to do a lot with the increase in technology and maybe not understanding what the expectations are. So when a senior hears a message on their phone that sounds like a government entity like Medicare or jury duty or
IRS,
the sheriff, the IRS, they right away jump and they give away their personal information because they don't understand that that's not necessarily going to come.
Well, when we had a guest on our show talking about Medicaid cards coming out without a person's social security number on it as a way to protect people's identity, which I think is good.
Yeah.
Correct. That's correct.
What are some of these phone and internet scams? Because like you said, I think a lot of times seniors too, like I think of my mom just getting a phone call, she would absolutely be like just so trusting. She's not going to go to the internet to double check it.
Right.
So let's kind of give some people information to arm themselves.
Sure. So one that we're hearing about is called the grandparent scam. So you get a call and the person on the other line says, "Grandma, it's me, can you help?"
This makes me angry.
And so the grandparent says, you know, "Joni, is this you?" And now they have a name. And then they say, "Can you, wire me some money? Don't tell my mom, I'm in jail."
Oh, that makes me so angry.
And they're absolutely being taken advantage of.
That's horrible, the grandparent scam. So, what's a tip for that? Should you ask if you can call that person back?
Yes. So we're trying to empower our seniors to say no. And to hang up because, it's hard to hang up on someone. And that is exactly what we're encouraging them to do. We're doing educational events and encouraging our seniors to question and challenge the information.
What else is going on out there?
The other thing that we're seeing is the trick of saying yes on the phone. So the person calls, the phone sounds kind of garbled and you can't quite hear them. "Can you hear me? Can you hear me?" And so then the senior says yes. They then record your yes and use it later to say that you authorized them to use your information.
No.
Stop it.
Way. See, that's the thing. I do feel like people my age and older,
I would fall for that.
Yeah, I would too. And we're not as savvy with technology. And so the technology is being used very much against us, which I think is bad. If you have a loved one in your life who's being scammed, are there some warning signs that maybe people wouldn't think of that you should investigate or maybe reach out?
What we're seeing is someone who is suddenly isolating themselves, their change in behavior, any change in the way they bank. Either they're banking more often because they're involved in a scam, or maybe they're more tight with their money because maybe they already have been scammed. And, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for all of us to think we've been taken advantage of, so they don't often reveal that information. So those are some of the things that we've seen and some of the tips that we recommend.
Okay, I think that's important so that we know what to do. We know how to be empowered. You've got a couple people that you've seen, some clients that have been scammed. And what has happened to them? Right.
So we had an individual who we were providing daily visits, and because she was hard of hearing, she always would put her phone on speakerphone. And my employee happened to be there at the time and overheard this conversation of a gentleman who had obviously called prior and was actually pretty harassing and wanted information from our client and said to her, "If you don't give me the information, I know where you live, will be at the front door." So because fortunately my employee was there, she intervened in that call, called us, We contacted the family and then ended up contacting the police and having her number changed. It was very fortunate that we were there.
Absolutely.
It's wonderful that you're that second set of eyes and ears. If people suspect a scam, is that the idea you should call police?
Call the police. That's the simplest answer, is simply to call the police, and they'll direct you any further.
Okay. I know you offer free educational events on this topic, which is wonderful. These grandparent scams, for example, just are heartbreaking to hear about. So I appreciate you sharing the information and taking such good care of the people that you serve. Again, Synergy Home Care can be a second set of eyes and ears for your loved one. Give them a call. SynergyHomeCare.com is the website to visit, or 414-763-8368 for more information about all your wonderful services for seniors.
Thank you, Ruth.
Great to see you. Thank you so much.